And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is David. I'm actually here with Dennis, and I got Alex on standby. You can't see him. He's out of frame. We're gonna move it over. Oh, he's moving into frame now. So there he is. We have some pretty cool news today. We're gonna start with some really brief stuff. So if you haven't already heard, you might have already heard, but November 18th, we are having an event here at Casino Quest. John of Pro Craps is going to be here, sir, and he is going to usher in a new era of error. Yeah, it could be error. Era of live streams. It'll be the very first 24-hour live stream from Las Vegas at Casino Quest, I should say, not from Las Vegas. I'm sure that's been done. But the idea is we're going to talk craps, or he's going to talk craps. I'm going to be sleeping during about 8 hours of this presentation, but he'll be here 24 hours, and we're expecting quite a few influencers, sir.
Oh.
They're going to have a hot tub influencer, so
really?
you'll be here
Okay.
with your hot tub. Now, can you imagine we just put the hot tub in back, and that's just Alex's presentation
Hot tub stream?
with Alex. He was the number 6 hot tub streamer. He's very proud of that, by the way. You need to get a certificate, dude. Your mom needs to absolutely just revel in that for the rest of your life. No, 100%. Does she know? Does your mom know?
No.
Have you shared that that tidbit?
I don't think they'll even understand.
No, they won't understand, dude. Can you imagine? But you could always show them, do like a little demonstration.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Have them come over. But no, in all seriousness, this is a live stream to benefit 2 charities. So those of you who are going to be live here, we're going to be collecting for SafeNest, which is a charity we have been raising money for. We have some money to bring them, by the way. We've been saving quite a bit, so we have some charities, some donations. And then for the American Cancer Society, which of course is everywhere. It's cancer is still, obviously, still looking for cures and still a way forward. So that's November 18th and 19th. So here's what we've done. For those of you who want to be here in the live audience, you can RSVP, and it's not just a form. It's what we're asking you to do is, kind of commit. So we're limited here in our space. We're basically allocating the whole back of Casino Quest. We expect to have a little bit of food, and we're going to have seats. We're going to have a big TV. Everything is going to be broadcast live. But if you plan on being here, it's going to cost you.
Okay.
We're looking to, but 100% of the monies that are spent will go to these charities. So if you'd like to RSVP, you can RSVP on our website, casinoquest.biz, and at the very top, you'll see you can reserve. You can go right to Pro Craps John's event. Go down and select the 18th or 19th and the hour that you would like to be here, because again, we're limited.
Okay.
We expect quite a few people to be in the audience for this, believe it or not. And so there you go. It's $25 a person if you want to be here. Now, you can watch it from the comfort of your own home, in your own hot tub if you'd like. And that's free. And then now we're streaming it on Casino Quest, so there'll be a big charity button. And anytime you feel like it, you can just donate, however much you want. And again, 100% goes directly to the charity. So we're not even the process. We're going to eat the processing fees. We pay for processing, the credit card, stuff like this, but we'll eat it and send every single dime to both of these charities. So not to mention we're hosting the event. So there's at least one table that's going to be dedicated to the group. And then, is it our bigger table? No, our 14,
probably our
12-foot table. Yeah, the back. But again, there'll be food. You guys will be able to chill out. But it should be cool. I've heard Color Up is coming too.
Oh, really?
So it's us, and we have heard from some other content creators that'll be out here. I don't know about the Hot Tub Club though. We haven't heard back.
What's the show about?
The show is literally going to be about craps.
No. Our show today, the one that we're doing right now.
Oh my God, we're back to that again. So today's show. Thank God I have Dennis, dude. Dennis is literally the right side of my brain. We are doing hotel amenities today. We're doing hotels, and we're going to get to the best hotels, the worst hotels. We are going to completely dish. Some years ago, I had to go out and collect information on 100 hotels here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I became very, very familiar with all the data sets associated with hotel amenities. How big the rooms were, how comfortable the beds were, what kind of sound you would experience, the blackout, all the things that some people don't even realize play a role in creating engagement with hotels. And so we're going to break this down. This is one of those topics that's very near and dear to my heart. So I think that you guys will get some information. If you're looking to stay in Las Vegas, I know we should have started with this. This is going to be a very good podcast, very good episode. You should learn a lot. It's very interesting, the depths of which the hotels go to create engagement, get you to come in and stay. Now, some hotels just suck at it, dude. They absolutely suck at it. And that's why we have Alex here to help us with the suckage. And we're gonna get to the kind of the best hotel, what we feel is the best hotel room, and then we're going to go announce the worst. Now, also, this is going to be a 3-parter, so we're going to go over amenities on the hotel side. Next week, Alex is going to be with me. We're going to do the casino side.
Oh,
casino amenities. There's
yes.
something near and dear.
Yes.
We're going to do the Shiv-free casino and the Please Bring a Shiv casino.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be quite a few things. What do you think, buddy?
That one I can 100% support you. The
100%.
room thing, I'm not really.
Not as many rooms. Yeah, you've always had kind of your own house, so you've never had to rent the rooms like the rest of us.
No.
Some of us have to come to Vegas, and even when we already have a room, we still have to rent a second room. You know what I mean? Wink and a wink. But anyway, so some of us have lived. But years ago, I would say that I had stayed at least half of the rooms in Las Vegas. Because I was a staycation every week. I was too drunk to go home. So I would just either get a room or wake up in a room, or you know what I mean, whatever. A lot of weeklies I ended up staying at. So I got very familiar with a lot of the amenities. All right. So that's November 18th. So Casino Quest Up is RSVP. Now, if you're still here later, we're going to be giving away one of our last lanyards. We actually found one of our Bankroll Bash lanyards and this chip. And we have a few signed hats. What's the deal with the hats? They're not telling us where they live?
No. We have to sign it. You guys didn't sign it.
I signed them.
I
signed them all.
Everyone's got to sign it. That's
okay.
the problem.
Everybody. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's get to it. We're gonna break this down. Alex is only gonna be with us for a short time. I figured everybody, they missed you, buddy. Mm-hmm. They miss you. They have to see you. They're going through some withdrawals.
And they miss what's the show about.
Yeah, they got the show now, so we're going to get to it. All right. So we're going to start out with a lot of things that so amenities, as far as, believe it or not, you're going to be surprised about this. The most popular amenities are not what most people, I think, will relate to what the most popular hotel, when you go to a hotel, and not just in Vegas. This is literally like when you plan to visit a hotel, you book your room. These are the kinds of things that excite people. You know what I mean? Even if it's subconscious, not so much always on the outside. So here's I'm gonna start with that list, and I have some slides this time. I wouldn't say graphics, let's just say slides. I've shared them with Dennis, and we're gonna go down to, believe it or not, the number one thing that most people love is they can park close. Believe it or not, so a lot of hotels have gotten really, especially here in Vegas. I think that's been an influence. A lot of hotels are so flippin' big. You park your car and then you don't see your car for like a week, dude.
It's like Resorts World. It's like a 15-minute walk.
It literally is. They push that's one thing why, by the way, I just don't, I want to get close, but I also don't want to pay outrageous valet fees, because I love Resorts World, but $25 to park your car for 2 hours seems absurd, and that's the minimum. It starts at that. You know what I'm saying? But here it is. So here it is, parking close, so you have access to your room and your luggage, because I think that's my number one too, I would say, without any doubt, just to get the hell into the room.
Yep.
One of the reasons I love staying in hotels that aren't in urban centers is you can usually park close and get to your room pretty easily. Fast check-in and check-out, big one. Nobody likes to wait in line, because you hurry up, you get to your wherever you're going, your hotel, and then check-in is this long-ass process. Vegas has some of the newer hotels or some of the upgraded hotels, I should say, have really got a long way to introduce new tech. So you can basically check in on your phone, and it'll generate a room key for you. You can go straight to your room and get all squared away with no issues. But of course, that's not everywhere. That's a bit limited. But checking in and out quickly, because I got to tell you, when I get to a hotel and I'm there for an hour just trying to check in, it takes away. The next thing, of course, is the room itself. And I think that this is a bit of a nebulous thing where a lot of people will get to a room and different things, impact them differently. I will say, like, for example, the Motel 6 redesign. What's interesting is when I did this study, when I participated in this study, and I worked for a pretty large hotel company that was exploring their amenity list, and they were researching things that people wanted to interact with or engage with. This company was going through kind of a renovation of their rooms, so to speak. But when you walk into a Motel 6, everything is sort of stapled down and built into the wall. I mean, it's almost like, hey, we know you're going to steal everything unless we, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cheap if you lock it down. They have this recessed TV thing now. And it's interesting. I came up on and I hate to throw motels. Motel 6 serves a great purpose. Okay, let's just be real. Okay, if you're looking for a cheap room that's reliable and you have a dog especially. But so I go up to this room, Motel 6 room, and there's a woman just hosing down the room because the new rooms have like these wraparound, I don't know what the hell it is, like the stuff that you put on the old stuff you put on your bathroom floor, what's it called?
Linoleum?
Linoleum. It's like wraparound linoleum, and everything is built in. So all they do is take the sheets out, and then they could just hose it down. I mean, it makes perfect sense if you think about it. I mean, how easy is that? You can't do that with the everyday room, dude. You can, and the TV's recessed, it's behind a thing, and she's literally just hosing it down. And we start talking to her, and she's like, yeah, this is the only way to clean these bad boys. You know what I'm saying? Because people leave quite the mess. But that was at the Motel 6 right here off of Tropicana. Yeah, Tropicana.
Next to MGM.
Yeah, where all the truckers, a lot of truckers. I can imagine it gets a bit gross, but it seems a little genius to me, actually. You know what I mean? $39 for the room, and it's only $5 to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's easy. But you get what you pay for. But so that was the room thing. Now, a lot of people come to Vegas expecting these big fat rooms because, Vegas, right? And they get disappointed because quite a few hotels, when they originally were built, they just didn't build them like they do now. Like now it's this, you have to build at scale. You have to have bigger rooms typically. But a lot of rooms downtown, for example, are very, very small. Some as small as 220, 230 square feet. I even know one hotel, they refused to give me the square footage of the room. They sent me to one of their internal engineers who even he had no idea, but they were so small, you can't even get around the bathroom door. Like if you can't use the bathroom and the bed at the same time. You have to like jump over, open the bathroom door, and then move in. Which, if you're not skinny, it kind of makes for a difficult night, So that's kind of the takeaway. All right. The next thing for a lot of for hotel rooms is the blackout, the ability to literally black out the sun, so that when you stay at a hotel room, and this is going to play to listen to the ugly part of it. So I hate being woken up. I hate the fact that hotels want you to wake up at 6:30. They run their breakfast table 6:30 to 9:30. I'm on vacation most of the time. I'm not on business. I want to sleep in. I don't want breakfast to be gone by the time I wake up, right? But anyways, and that's the other amenity people look for is a free breakfast. Which I'm always surprised that that's still a thing.
There's still free breakfast in Vegas?
I mean, yeah, there's some places that offer free breakfast.
Really?
Some have free booze, dude. All you can drink for 1 hour, dude. You can get just completely lit. I mean, Embassy Suites still has that one hour. What is it? The one happy hour. You get an Embassy Suite, you could just drink free for an hour. I'm not sure if you could drink everything, but you could take full advantage of that, man. Just get completely blitzed. That was always the thing. Then, of course, having a bar, which I've almost never understood the allure of the hotel bar, but I'm not, I'm not a big drinker now. A lot of rendezvous, man. A lot of business rendezvous at that bar, dude. So you use the bar downstairs, and it's a ticket to upstairs, dude. Especially if you have a nice room. And then, strangely enough, a fitness center, which I think is like a 50-50 thing. Some people, they come to Vegas and like, who the hell uses the fitness center? And then the other is like, oh yeah, I definitely 100% need the fitness center. Have you ever used a fitness center, sir?
On vacation? No.
Yeah, I know. No, seriously, really?
Who works out while they're on vacation?
Well, we did. We actually worked out the why, dude. The fitness center wasn't nice enough, dude. We had to upgrade and pay the fee.
They're on vacation. Nobody works out while they're on vacation.
I hear that a lot. But I can understand the wanting. You know what I mean? You go through, you see the nice fitness center, and you're like, oh, I would love to work out there. And then you never do because you're on to other things. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through, believe it or not, some of the things that have, you come to Vegas, some of the amenities that you won't see here, unless you really pay, is not a lot of balconies anymore, especially if they are a higher hotel. And you can't open the window at a lot of hotels now because they don't want the liability of you using the window and you know what I mean,
Doing adult stuff.
Yeah, doing adult stuff, or just, you know what I'm saying, like I don't want to like put it out there, but basically, yeah. So the windows lock, and now interestingly, they have this air release. So some of the bigger towers will have an air release. You can get a little wisp of fresh air. But it seems like, at that point, just, who really cares, dude?
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of work. You push the button, you get some fresh air, and that's the thing. All right, so here's areas where the hotels have declined, that they have taken out. I know, you're just hanging in there for dear life, dude. I'm gonna, so you could go anytime. I know you got shit to do. I'm fine. We're here. We're together. It's the same. It's the same, a lot of the same people. It's a wonderful time.
I'll at least go. I'm like, we'll go through the bad part.
Oh, you're gonna love the bad part, dude.
Yeah.
Just hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. Do we have anybody there we should say hello to yet, or any questions yet, or no?
We have 2 super chats.
Ah.
We have a $5 super chat.
Fantastic.
From Nola Travels.
Okay.
Hi. It's M. Perry. I registered last week and looking forward to coming out and learning from the best.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
LBDJ gave us $5. Says, I'm so there, looking forward to it, in reference to the
November 18th. He was out here the other day, actually. We finally met him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, really nice. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we told him. So we spent some time. Dice with David. Okay. All right, so here, we're going to go through, like, the decline. Now, keep in mind, some of the decline. Now we're going to get to the ugly, which that's what Alex is hanging out for, the ugly part.
Yeah.
But and we're gonna get to our best and worst picks and explain why real quick. So this isn't gonna be the longest podcast. We're gonna be concise and focused today. Okay. Last week I was a little off my game. I know it's hard to believe, but I was really tired. We were really we did 2 big ass events where we got 0 sleep for a week. So anyways, all right. So unfortunately for Vegas, in some ways, because of COVID and the double whack of logistics. There's a hotel out here that hasn't been able to book at full occupancy because they're quite literally out of sheets. They literally do not have the sheets for the beds.
Wow.
And in some cases they just can't clean the stuff fast enough. Like
labor shortage.
There's labor shortages. There's supply shortages. So you can't expect the same type of service. A lot of hotels now they won't clean the room every day. They clean it when you get there, and if you request it, they'll clean. But it isn't the same thing when you come home, you come back to your room, which and the room is all made, which I actually like. I don't like people going through my stuff while I'm not there. You know what I mean? So I for me it's a little awkward, but I understand. I like to be able to exchange the towels and just get fresh towels, and have that option. But I'm perfectly fine with not having my room cleaned for like a day, 2 days. And most of us don't clean our room for like weeks. You know what I mean? Months. You know what I mean? So it's like. Seems a bit over the top, but anyways, you won't get the chocolate on the pillow as often unless you really scale up and you start looking at more expensive places. And I think when we get to there, we're gonna explain kind of the distinctions. There's affordable and there's not so affordable. In Vegas you got to pay now, but the other thing is 24-hour reception has really taken a hit due to the lack of employees. Yeah, a lot of people moving on from those types of jobs. Yeah, can you just leave it on there? Yeah, perfect. I look so much younger when I'm just a little thumbnail in the corner, buddy. Ah, damn it. Anyways, so 24-hour reception isn't always what it's cracked up to be. Like the lady will tell you, hey, and this is where service goes askew. Like I've seen a lot of reviews where people review a hotel badly for the lack of service, and really it's just the lack of employees. Like as much as they want to go up and flush your toilet quickly, they just don't have a body to do it, and not 24 hours. Things are just limited and scaled down. Yeah. And you have to really expect that pretty much everywhere when it comes to the hotel business, sadly. All right, so the next thing that's really been pared down, especially since COVID, is room service, and I mean food, dining room service. So a lot of you looking for a dining type of an event where you're on a honeymoon or you're having a staycation and you really want to look forward to room service. I will tell you this: if you're coming to Vegas, make sure and call the hotel very specifically and ask them, A, what hours do you have? Can you dine in the room? And B, what's the menu? So that's the other thing. Like it used to be that they had like a cafe. Basically, the whole menu was available for room service, but that's not true anymore. So the room service menus tend to be very limited, and the hours have been very limited. So if you're looking to dine at your room, you absolutely want to call ahead, and get some prices. There's also a premium associated with it, so there's all that. So that's one of the things that has really changed. The other part that's changed here in Vegas, at least, is the valet. So almost every valet you run into on the Strip, it's not free. It used to be free valet. Caesar's Palace, free valet. Back in the day, you could park at both they had 2 valets. They had, but if you didn't already know this, Caesar's has 2 valet entrances. One is considered the low level average person pit, and the other is the high limit area into Palace Court. And years ago, I had a Jaguar, a convertible Jaguar, and it wasn't good enough to park there. They didn't want to. They tried to send me over to the other valet. They're like, dude, we don't give a shit about your old Jag. Move the hell out of here. But anyways, so the valets here in Vegas and the cost of parking is 100% changed. There are very few places where you could park for free, and if you are parking for free, you're parking away. One of the few hotels that has kept parking free, and one of our favorite properties, I think, is the Venetian. Mm-hmm. So the Venetian almost always has plenty of parking. You could always park for free, but that could change. They've talked about changing, and that could change. Resorts World still has free parking. Originally, they were going to have paid parking, but they want to incentivize some people coming there. And if you're a local or you have a high enough tier, your player's card sometimes will give you access.
Or military vet.
Or a military vet, yeah, 100%. So there's like MGM properties, station. Some places have that. All station casinos, local places, all free parking. But those are all changing. And valet typically costs, although local places the valet is free. All right. So the next thing you're gonna run into a seriously lack of is doorman and bellman. So if you're looking for someone to carry your bag, it's gonna be a minute. It used to be that you could pull up in front of the hotel, bellman takes your stuff, whisk it off to your room while you checked in. Everything was easy. That's no longer a thing, unless you're prepared to pay and you're at a higher end hotel here on the Strip. You just won't see it. There aren't any bellmen. Doorman, you could suck it and open your own door. You know what I mean? It's just that's just not an option. That used to be one of the Hilton guy used to make $200,000 a year. He was featured on that People magazine show way back in the day. And he knew everybody's name. I met him. I used to live at Las Palmas Apartments, like right down the street. And that guy quite literally remembered everybody's name. I don't know how the hell he did it, but I only went there like 2 or 3 times, and he would be like, "Hey, David, welcome back," and he would open the door. And of course, you almost felt compelled to tip the guy, like, "Holy crap, how did you remember my name?" And he was famous for this. He was featured on a TV show. But that kind of service is I would say gone, unless you get to that really sort of high level. Waldorf Astoria, Aria Sky Suites, this kind of thing. Okay. The next part about it that we think is the bad. Have you shown them this slide? Have you shared this slide with them? Have they seen this? Because is bill transparency. You ready for this? So, man, dude, if you're worried about when you book a room, just know that whenever you book a room here in Vegas, expect that room to cost double when it comes to after you're done with resort fees and room tax and service fees and all these fees, dude. And if you ever have a question about fees, just ask. Believe it or not, hotels have lots of, they can't reduce the room tax. You're kind of stuck with the room tax but some of these other fees, if you question them, you might have some allowances. I know that, we call them, they're called junk fees, like all these extra fees. I know there's a lot of pushback on resort fees because, we're not all using the spa locker. Yeah. We're not all printing our boarding tickets. We're not doing the Wi-Fi. We have phones. We have a Wi-Fi hotspot we carry around, and they don't give you the option to option out. But there are some properties that will let you option out, and if you're a high enough tier player, you can usually have the host or someone waive those fees. And very often, instead of them waiving the resort fee, it's easier to waive the room fee. So if you're able to call direct and book a hotel, which you always should, by the way, I can't even begin to tell you, for coming to Vegas, you should never use a booking service. 100% never use a booking service. And by the way, I'm going to add that right now. Before we move on to the ugly part, I will add that if you're booking a room here in Vegas, you should just call the hotel directly. They typically match or beat anything. Plus, they will incentivize you booking and making the reservation directly. So you book on the site or you book directly. Here's the problem. When you book on one of the booking services guarantees the rate, makes a guarantee. But if you come to Vegas and somehow they've screwed that up, you're stuck with no room and no recourse. You're going to get your money back, but imagine, so this quite literally happened to me and has happened to other people that, I've known, is I ended up in Laughlin. Actually, here's a better story. A group of people that I was working with, and I was sort of in the hotel business and helping them navigate. They booked through this online booking agency, a real big one. They end up in Laughlin, and it's during their boating event that they have. I forget what time of year it is, but they have this boating. They used to use the river there, the Colorado River there, for a boating festival they have like every year. So they're down there. There's 30 of them. And they get to the hotel, and unfortunately, because these booking services, not all of them, now Expedia a little bit, Expedia because they're so big, they're actually directly tied into some of these reservation systems. But the rest of them literally rely on like a fax or a telegram that needs to be converted. And so someone literally is at a desk, picking up at the hotel, picking up these third-party bookings, reservations, and then moving them over to their booking system. Well, if someone doesn't do that or forgets, then this group ends up in Laughlin with everything sold out, and they have no rooms for them.
Wow.
And so they call the booking service, and the booking service, well, we guaranteed your room, so here's your money back. And the dude's like, listen, I don't need my money back. I have 30 people showing up. We have no place to stay. That's great. Now we have our money back, but we literally are going to have to sleep on the floor or something. Amazingly, they were helped. They had to squeeze into like 2 rooms, but one of the hotels, they would get them a casino rate, and we were able to pull some strings. But that doesn't always happen. Yeah. So if you book direct, you always have recourse. And having recourse sometimes, especially if it's a holiday, if you're coming down for a convention or holiday
busy weekend,
or if there's any risk at all that you can't get the room, if for some reason you show up and your reservation's gone, but once you book directly with the hotel, you get a booking confirmation, a receipt, and they have to honor that. Period. I mean, they will honor. That's their guarantee. So I literally recommend always booking direct. There are some services. So like Expedia has some of these booking sites. So when the rack rates start dropping at the hotels, right? Because they have too many extra rooms, they start offering discounts to some of these booking services, and some of it is sort of a sight unseen thing. Like you've seen this through Travelocity and things like this, other kinds of services. You can save some money, but just know that there's some risk that comes with saving some money. You follow? Sometimes if you're coming into a city or even Vegas where you can take advantage of that late booking reservation and save some money, because unfortunately if you go to book at the desk, it won't be as cheap. Those are the rare instances where you may not get, because the desk clerk can't negotiate a lower rate in real time. It's already been sent to the booking agency. You know what I mean? It gets a little complex. It's amazing how much of this. I was involved in hotel bookings as both a planner, as a data analyst. So there's a lot of this that I've been familiar with in terms of how these practices play out. But I will say you can save some money, but just be very confident that there's plenty of rooms. That when you show up, if for some reason that doesn't work out, you can just get your money back, and boom, the hotel can help you. Okay, so there you go. There's David's tip for the day. All right. So here, let's finish the bill transfer. All right, here's the ugly. These are the ugly is. You ready? There's the ugly. This is gonna be my rant thing, dude, bro. Paid parking, man. I'm already showing up.
Yeah.
I gotta pay to park.
Like $35 a day or something.
We paid almost more to park than one of the hotels we stayed at, bro. I mean, literally paid $35 a night to stay to park, because they had limited parking, and if you parked above ground, there's like warnings: please don't park above ground. You may not have a car to come back to. And I'm not going to name the hotel, but here in Vegas, you guys can look this up yourself. But strangely enough, I don't know if they've ever figured this out, but the safes were being robbed, which I think that's tough, dude. I mean, you go and you look for a safe. You put all your stuff in the safe. You leave your room fully expecting to come back to your stuff, and that's why it's there. Like you have to go out of your way to set the safe, set the alarm. You know what I mean? Set the combo, everything else, and then you come back and all your stuff's gone.
Especially as a gambler, you got cash and
a lot of cash,
carrying stuff with you.
Yeah, if you're a gambler, bank with the desk. If you're a gambler and you're bringing lots of money, bank with the cage. Put money on deposit at the cage. Get a receipt for your money, and then you can play that out on the tables. don't put your money in the room safe. Quite honestly, the stuff that should go in the room safe is, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't trust room safes, to be honest with you. I just hide stuff. Hope praise nobody goes in my room. But that really is makes me a bit nervous. All right. The other thing I hate the most about hotels, me personally, this is my own personal, is no water pressure. I hate not being able to take a shower. I hate when they've just dialed it in. You go to the bathroom and literally they just forgot to build the bathroom to spec. Either that or the bathroom is so small. On our trip to Oklahoma, we went into this one hotel where you could tell it was just literally the hotel itself is a complete utter afterthought. And the tub was so small. I mean, I'm not sure who could. You have to stand up in it. You can't even. I mean, I don't understand how you could lay down in it. It was just such a small little thing. There was no water pressure, and they had some good soap though. I took the soap, so that was good. I made up for it with the soap. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. No more laundry services. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some out there, but it's difficult. If you want to get dry cleaning, don't even waste your time. Just bring a steamer. Buy a steamer.
Drive to the laundromat.
It's cheaper to buy a steamer, drive to the laundromat, than to try to give your... Now, again, if you're at a high-end place, but, dude, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. And here's my biggest pet peeve. I can't... No coffee maker, no coffee pod. And even if they put what is it? Keurig?
Yeah.
You got to pay for the damn pods, dude.
Or like the water that's in there, but that's on one of those weight scales, and they charge you.
Yeah, they charge you. Yeah, if you move the water, no free water. So like I really have to have coffee in the morning. Like before I do anything, I got to have coffee. I got to motivate. My brain just does not turn on without some coffee, right? And so I hate we have one of our best pick hotels. The one thing they don't have in their basic rooms is coffee. You got to go downstairs because they have Starbucks. They have like every hotel here in town, for almost, has some have many Starbucks. Yep. You can't go across this mall. How many Starbucks are in this mall?
There's one, but there's like 2 other cafes here.
Yeah,
there's 3 cafes.
So like you
4
just
actually.
Coffee constantly.
Yeah, 4 places for coffee. 5.
Yeah, a lot of coffee. Jesus Christ. So they make you go downstairs, and then here's the problem. There's only 2 people on the counter. There's a mile of like 40 people. I'm still in my underwear. I haven't figured out how to put my pants on. And I'm waiting in line behind some other people that are embarrassed to see just how long I've left those underwear in the working aisle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to I want to just have my coffee, wake up, and then, get on with my day.
You don't want to get pant shamed. No pant shamed.
Pantless shamed. Yeah, no, 100%. I quite literally, I'll be honest with you, I went downstairs at this one hotel because I kept looking at my boxers, and the boxers nowadays look almost like shorts, except if your little diddly comes out because the hole's a little bigger.
This is a weird tangent. What's going on?
It is a weird tangent. So that's the only thing I was worried about. Ultimately, I was like, screw it, dude. I couldn't find my pants, and I was like, boxers will do.
What's a diddly?
No one said diddly. Don't be diddled by the diddly. Hey, no one said anything, so it was fine. It worked out just fine. It was only 20 minutes. It's good. And I tried not to scratch my ass, so that worked out nice. Okay, so no coffee. I mean, come on. How hard is it to just have a little coffee pot, even the cheap one? So, the cheaper the hotel, the better the chances that you're going to have one of those pots where they have that one coffee thing, that little filter thing, that throwaway thing you put in there. And love it. Give it to me. The next thing that really irritates me, besides if they don't have blackout shades, is just the noise, dude.
Yeah, I can talk about that.
The noise. Go talk about the noise, buddy. Let us know.
I'm at that point now in my age where now it's starting to turn. I used to enjoy the loud music, and now I'm at that point where sometimes I just want peace and quiet. And a lot of the high-end resorts have built-in nightclubs. Yeah. Day clubs, nightclubs.
Yeah.
So you can't take a nap anymore because you have nightclub music or day club music blaring.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? There's a hotel here in town, and everybody loves to stay on the highest floor, right? Guess what's above the highest floor? A nightclub. A really bouncing nightclub. So the closer you get to the highest floor, it's just, you know what I mean? Because some people try to get away from the noise because they want to get away from the casino floor noise or the shows, or you know what I mean? They get to the highest floor, and now they have on the top floor, they got a nightclub, they got, a beach resort, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's just as loud or even louder because it's on your roof, just bump, bump, bump. So that's one of the considerations. I will tell you the hotels downtown, especially, that are just so old, they haven't yet upgraded the rooms. A few of them are quiet, but and these ones I've actually stayed at. But yeah, the loud sounds really. I can't sleep with the noise. I need it to be quiet or kind of thing. All right. So you ready? What's going on? What's someone talking smack?
Everyone's saying lol at his age.
Yeah, at his age, I know. Hey,
You like that, chat?
he's so old, buddy. Wow. All right, just so you know. All right.
Well, here's your little interlude.
Ooh, I got an interlude.
LV DJen gave us $5.
Hi, LLB.
Said, how does a DJen protect themselves when bringing a bunch of money to Vegas?
Prison wallet.
Prison wallet. Yeah. By the way, one, get a wraparound. And when I mean wraparound, not a reach around for Alex's people, if you're tuning in. A wraparound, something that sticks to your body, like a belt, a money belt that goes inside your waistband. Some of them you can get that are really tight. If you have a lot of money, just stick it at the cage.
Deposit at the cage.
Deposit at the cage. Get a receipt for your cash. And no one's taking your money. You'll have a receipt. You can play it out on the table, especially if it's a ton of money and you plan on gambling. Now, if it's $1,000, I think that because some casino cages require it to be X, right? I mean, I'm not really sure what all the policies are. But other than that, I know the safes. So I have my own little safe that I have. I suppose I could just bring it in portable and just attach it to something inside the room, your own safe. What's interesting is that the whole safe thing was, I don't think it was ever solved. No one's really sure how the hell they got access to these safes, but it's scary because it looks as if no one entered the room. They've gone back and looked at surveillance. So, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know, man. I mean, it was just left as it was. So it's tough. They used to have an anonymous lockbox place that you could use here in town, and someone came in and robbed the whole place. And because it was anonymous, no one's filed a complaint. They have all this stuff. Some people have sued to get their stuff back, but the FBI is like, well, what's your name? You know what I mean? But they're like, well, it's anonymous. I just know what's in the box. Well, how do we know it's yours? Just because you know it's in the box doesn't mean, you know what I mean? So it's like these people are all screwed all at the same time.
Well, a couple more things.
Yep.
We have Nemo use his 4-month member thing. Says,
Thank you.
Nemo here. Thank you guys for your hard work as always. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Plus, people will be able to find me. That's if they know who I am.
Oh, do we know who he is?
Nemo? Yeah.
We know Nemo?
Mm-hmm. He does CQ After Dark with them.
Oh.
Charles T gave us $2. Says,
Hi,
the
Charles.
worst thing about Vegas is number 1, parking. Triple zeros, and number 3, loudness.
Yeah, loudness. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how parking has scaled the list. I literally went and researched like what are the amenities people looking for, and one of the most hated things was either paid parking or parking like literally too far away. Because there's some properties here where it's a mile. I mean, you're going to be walking your ass off, and you wonder why a lot of people have scooters. They have scooters because they don't want to wear themselves out on the day one. I mean, if you plan on being here for 3 to 4 days, listen, whatever you do, just leave your step meter at home because it's gonna, you're gonna set a new bar. If you come to Vegas with your step meter, because you're thinking you better should bring it because it'll show you all your steps. It's gonna be depressing watching the graph, because every day that you're home back from Vegas, it's gonna be like, you lazy bastard. Every day it's gonna be less. You know what I mean? You come here and you put in, the average will go up. You put in your 20,000 steps a day. We do like 14, 15,000 steps just walking around this damn mall. Can you imagine having to walk up and down the strip and you're trying to experience everything and win all your money and play? Okay. All right, ready? So we're going to start with downtown. We're going to give you our best hotel and our worst hotel. And I promise, it has nothing, no pettiness that goes with this.
That's the part where
episode.
I should probably
I know. Welcome back to the program, Alex. Cakes and pies. Okay.
It's better if I don't say anything. So.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? I would just go on record, dude. I'm going to go on record right now.
That's the part where I'm going to leave.
No,
Okay.
really?
Bye, Papa.
Really? You're leaving?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be part of our...
No, sir.
Because we have valid for the worst of Vegas downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later, man.
Bye.
All right. We're losing Alex. Alex is heading out. Man.
I don't want to enable David.
Well,
I'm fully enabled.
while that's happening, Kathy gave us $20 super chat. Says, hi, David.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, David, Alex, and Dennis. You guys are the best. What happened there? This is my most favorite Vegas channel.
Oh, thank you.
I learned so much from you guys. Thank you. You guys are great personalities and are much fun.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Well, we lost Alex, so we're gonna learn less, but that's okay. I'm still here. Hey, do you want to like turn this in because it looks depressing? I got one seat here. There's nobody there. It's like Casper. And you know he has things to do. You know what I mean? When you get old like Alex, you have other things on your plate. Okay, ready? All right. So we're gonna do this all rationale, but as you know, we've agreed to just be completely honest, and we're gonna be completely honest. Okay, first of all, let's start with the good stuff, and I think many of you are gonna agree because it's a combination of things. Although not everybody's gonna agree, but our best hotel downtown is without a doubt the Golden Nugget, and I will say that because room size is fantastic. Without a doubt, the best valet in town, in my opinion. The best valet people in town, the best valet service, the quickest valet service I've ever known. In fact, so good that as I know people who work at other hotels, they will literally valet at the Golden Nugget because those guys are just literally fantastic. The rooms are... the rooms are comfortable. They're very nice. They're relatively spacious. And here's the thing. So the smallest room starts at about 378 square feet, and then they go up quickly to 439 square feet. And of course, they have suites. It is a Golden Nugget, and they have some new towers and some new amenities. 55-inch TV, like an actual big screen TV. Have you ever gone to some of these strip rooms and you walk in and it's like a 32-inch TV over the bed? They don't expect you to spend too much time watching TV, but that's always a little depressing that the TVs are kind of small. I've had a room not too long ago that was a triple suite, and literally the biggest TV was maybe a 40-inch TV in this suite. So not sure what the thought goes in. Plus, they have a very reliable room service. You can dine in the room, so it's classic old school Vegas. Parking is fairly close. You can park in the garage. And then the valet again is good. So it's not there's no free lunch downtown anymore, so to speak. So most of the places charge for parking. You can get free parking if you get it validated, but that's all part of the experience. You're gonna pay the resort fees if you are staying downtown, unless you find a really nice suite or you're gaming a lot. The rooms tend to be a lot smaller. These rooms are older and more dated. Some of them have new towers, so you'll get some bigger rooms. But for the most part, it's all about maximizing getting as many people into the hotel, having as many rooms as possible. So you won't find too many of the bigger rooms. Now on the Strip, that's a whole different thing. A few casinos really competed against you. When Wynn was the bigger player and Adelson was a big player. I mean, they were like, show me the money. I mean, those guys were all about who had the biggest room. I know you thought I was going to go somewhere else, but yeah, who had the biggest room. So there was a few competitions going. All right. I will say this. So as far as that goes, you have a lot of food amenities. There's a really great cafe there. There's a lot of good restaurants. You have the pool area. You can visit the pool free if you're a hotel guest. They have the shark pool, the shark slide, stuff like this. So I've always liked the Golden Nugget. We always get a lot of good feedback on their dealers. Recently I heard someone tell me that wasn't necessarily a thing for them, but that's going to change. You're not always going to have the best dealers everywhere, but for the most part, Golden Nugget dealers have been around a little while. They can handle the action. They don't complain. It's a pretty happy place to work. So the service tends to be good. All right. The worst hotels downtown is a tie. I had to put in a tie. Okay. And I'll go into reasons why. You want to put up the slide, buddy? So the worst hotel downtown, and some of you that have been following us, you're going to think that this comes from the pettiness, but it really doesn't. Downtown Grand is our choice for the worst hotel downtown, and simply because the rooms are small. It can be very noisy, especially if you're over the biker bar. So the feedback we got from a lot of our people who have stayed there is if you end up across, you see where that walkway is, even in this picture, and then there's literally a biker bar on the street. It can get really loud, and so it's very difficult to sleep. And then the hotel itself really doesn't have a whole lot of amenities. They have a pool area that we retreated from, but so apart from that, it's pretty much a plain Jane experience. There's not a lot of things to look forward to. The valet you have to pay for. We had difficulty accessing the valet, and so there's that. The other one is the Golden Gate. I personally love the Gate in terms of gaming experience. I love what they've done to the place. That was my very first job, 1 Fremont Street. But the rooms are very small, and it can be very loud. So the sound really echoes through that place, and there's just not a lot you can do. It is what it is. I mean, they're stuck with what they have unless they tear it all down and rebuild. But what they have done with the place, it's kind of an architectural marvel now. In fact, it's been featured in some architectural digests. So it's an interesting improvement, evolution over what it used to be. But the rooms are really, really small. Access. I will say this: if you're a larger person, don't book at the Golden Gate, especially the basic rooms. My recommendation is to look for a room where there's better access. Some of these beds, in an effort to give you the bigger bed, some of the access ways can be limited between the bed and the bureau. These kinds of things. I know that they've modernized the rooms, and I know they've gone through a great bit of work to try to make them more comfortable. But there's only so much they can do. There's only so much they have to work with. But there you go. But but downtown Grand, winky wink. Okay, you ready? We're gonna move on to the Strip. So we're gonna give you the best Strip, and then we're gonna give you our best overall. Believe it or not, our best overall hotel is not on the Strip, and we'll give you the reasons why. But our best Strip hotel, next slide, for the money, by the way. And I'm gonna get a lot of people may disagree with me, but I invite you to try them out. You gotta lower your expectation a little bit, strangely enough. But imagine this. You want to stay center Strip for under $100 a day, and you want relatively easy, parking and maybe even a kitchenette. And you would say, it just doesn't exist. How can I say center Strip? Because I'm going to be competing with the Cosmo and the Mirage City Center, these kinds of things. Polo Towers. So Polo Towers got completely screwed when they built the Cosmo, and it used to be a timeshare, so they all have kitchenettes, and they're just like sort of studios. Oh, this is the wrong picture. Polo Towers. That's the Golden Nugget picture. Well, anyway, you just screwed up on the picture. That's not the picture. But the Polo Towers is, if you go look online, you're going to find some commentary as to maybe not being always, the cleanest or these kinds of things, but I've never had that experience. It's really a fun hotel. It's center Strip for as much as you can imagine, and it's relatively cheap. The weekday rates literally right now are like $79, and you're quite literally center Strip with the kitchenette. There was one comment about them being small. I don't know what kind of rooms you're looking for, but for the most part, these are the smallest room at Polo Towers beats most of the rooms that are downtown. So if you're looking for that experience and you don't want to walk as much and you're trying to enjoy City Center, Cosmo, and you don't want to pay $300-$400 a night, Polo Towers is a good way to go. All right, ready? Next up, for the money, without a doubt, if you have money to blow, it's not Waldorf Astoria. Like a Waldorf Astoria is a really beautiful. It used to be the Mandarin not too long ago, and then it was bought over by Waldorf, and they put the Waldorf touch. Those of you familiar with the Waldorf experience in New York and have a lot of extra money to spend, it's a really, really, really nice hotel with a very premium price on service, right? So in their category, I don't know of a single other brand. Maybe Sofitel. I don't know of Mandarin, of course. I don't know of many Four Seasons. And the Four Seasons property, by the way, I didn't even include that. But here, the premium hotel on the Strip is Aria Sky Suites, without any doubt. Are we with that? Am I on this slide?
I had to find a new picture. You forgot to change the picture. Yeah.
Oh, really? I just copied and pasted. Oh, so here's why I love Aria Sky Suites. If you have the money, first of all, these are not cheap. If you are a gamer, if you're a gambler in the MGM system, you can get these cheaper, maybe even comped. I don't know. It depends on how much you play. But the Aria Sky Suites has a white glove service. So, for example, the first thing they do is pick your ass up at the airport. You would think years ago the MGM used to have a reservation desk right there. You could check into your room, boom, on your way to a hotel. And it was just so easy, made everything so easy. Aria is the last place that does that with the Sky Suite. So you rent a Sky Suite, they pick you up and it's white glove service. You go through speedy ass checkout, check in. You can enjoy your vacation right to your room. Now, of course, you gotta pay. It's not cheap. But again, so going back to that Waldorf Astoria, so I know a lot of people that are really at that Waldorf Astoria point and are looking for that. Aria has that. Aria definitely has that. And in terms of literally facilitating your vacation, if you're planning on staying at City Center, you're looking at, you're gambling at a whole nother level. I mean, it really is a fact. I've never heard a single takeaway from the Sky Suite experience at Aria. I've always heard very good things. So if you have the money, that's the place to go. I was going to say don't waste it on Waldorf. I'm sure Waldorf is on my bucket list because I've stayed at the one in New York and I would love to experience, what the room is like. Although, unless they're really, into having like a tickler service. You know what a tickler service is, Sarah? You know what I mean? I just don't get the price tag a lot. You know what I mean? All right. Anyways, okay, ready? Oh my God, I just copied and pasted that same image on everything. I forgot to update the damn images. Sorry, man. All right. Here is, believe it or not, our number one pick. And years ago, when it was a different property, I would not have chosen this hotel. And the reason why I chose this hotel is a number of things. First of all, the parking is free. And if you know the layout of the building, you can actually park and access your room fairly easily. So that you can park and access your room, which I think is big. Check-in can be long unless you do it right. Either get there really early or really late, or you're arranged for some type of VIP check-in. But anyways, it's the Westgate, and this is hands down. Regardless of any relationship we have, this is not a paid. I'm always honest. The reason I like the Westgate is a couple of things. One is the rooms tend to be bigger. You can upgrade your rooms whenever they have suites available that aren't sold. They offer you an upgrade for a really affordable price. One time I was able to upgrade to a full suite for $20. So they definitely incentivize, especially when it gets later in night. So if you plan on coming a little bit later, 6, 7 p.m., which I think is really ideal. If you show up early and you're looking to either early check-in or check-in on time, you might wait. But they usually, I would say usually have enough front desk people to get everybody in. Now, one of the reasons they seem to be better staffed is because it's part timeshare as well. So they also have that part of the business. And I think that they've been able to maintain engagement with their employees and maintain staff levels pretty adequately. They also have, besides the close parking, it's a very affordable rates. So, the rates are affordable, the amenities are affordable, the rooms are a great size. If you can ever get to the top floors and you want to stay under, literally, we had their 3-bedroom suite. It's fantastic. It's literally, if you don't, my understanding is you don't have to get, it's not that hard to get to the 28th floor. You don't have to get, ridiculous level of play like you used to, because when it was a Hilton, you'd never see it. It was the rare story to get to those levels. But I feel like just in general, the rooms are just so nice. I really wish they had coffee. That was the only. If you wonder where I was at in my boxer shorts, that was it. The Westgate. Because I was literally so irritated. I had to go downstairs. I had to wait at a Starbucks, and then they had 2 people there. And there was one lady there who apparently hadn't had coffee herself and wasn't moving so fast, and so the line took forever.
I will say the one exception being is if you get one of the big player rooms. Yeah. We did get a coffee maker on the big player rooms. We actually got a Keurig on Alex's birthday.
Yeah. By the way, interestingly, when you get to the next level room, you get a lot of the stuff for free. Like they'll actually there's free water. They get a fridge, a microwave. Some of them will come with kitchenettes, little bar area, obviously. So, sometimes just paying a little bit extra. If you look at some of the room reservations, right, and you're always just going to the default queen or kings or whatever the case is, deluxe bedroom, whatever they call it, just look and see what the premium is for the smallest suite. Because sometimes just going to that next level, you get some free coffee, fridge, maybe microwave, a few extra amenities that might pay for themselves. And that's usually the case at Westgate. If you go to the suite, you get a coffee, a Keurig with pods. They had everything. I mean, it was everything.
We had our own bar, the whole thing.
It was really, really nice, man. I got to say that it doesn't have all the best food. You know, when later on we're gonna have the next episode is gonna be about casino amenities, and then we're gonna go into resort amenities. We're gonna talk about the pools. We're gonna talk about all the things associated with the resorts out here, so you can get it back. Because sometimes you stay at Polo Towers, then of course there's no casino, so you enjoy the casino somewhere, and then you enjoy the resort amenities quite literally somewhere else. You know, a lot of people that come for a spa experience, they don't stay in the same hotel that the nicest spa is that, because the room is ridiculous. How do you pay for your spa? You find a more affordable room, and then the money that you save, you use towards going to the nicest spa. You know, if you don't plan on being in the room a lot, but if you are planning on being in the room, you know, you might want to look in some options there. You know, there's also a lot of tech options. If you bring kids that have Nintendos or PlayStations, you want to look for hookups, and you want to look for rooms that are capable of supporting whatever game systems they have. In fact, that's another thing I forgot to add to Aria. Aria is a very tech-centric property. They use a lot of tech. They won an award for being a green building, where it's a neutral footprint. God, I love the Aria. You know, I can't afford to eat there most of the time, but damn, the rooms are fantastic. Those Sky Suites are really something special. But all right, what else we got? We got any questions?
Someone's asking, what is your review on the Park MGM?
Park MGM. I haven't stayed at the Park MGM. I will say we have a lot of friends that work there, and it's been a joy for them to be associated with the Park MGM. So I get a lot of feedback from dealers, from employees, and so far that's one of those places I'm very excited to be somehow associated with. I guess in the future, we have. I know that it's become a popular destination for players and foodies and rightfully so. So I mean that's it. I don't know the rooms. I won't speak to the rooms yet. We're planning a tour of going back. So I have literally a spreadsheet that I did for this company. I researched 104 properties and 300 data sets for each property. I went into quite literally whether they had phones, Wi-Fi speed. I have all this data. Unfortunately, it's now about 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So it's not. I wasn't able to use. I was trying to pull that up and make that relevant. Many hotels, of course, go through renovations every couple of years. By the way, Venetian is going through $1 billion in renovations and upgrades to what is already and arguably one of the nicest properties here in town. So very much looking forward to see what they have. I'm sure a lot of it is going to be a tech update, a refresh. These hotels really start to need to address, especially when you have 4 or 5. They have 8,000 rooms between both of the towers. Together, Venetian Palazzo is considered, if you put them together, they would be effectively the largest hotel by rooms in the world, I believe. Maybe one or two, either one or number 2. And even separately, they're both in the top 10. So it's this massive property. But as you can imagine, you checking in there can be quite the adventure. Not to mention, you park, you haul your crap out, and then you got to wait in line. So I know that a lot of hotels are looking to address that and helping to streamline this whole process. Which I think that if I was a hotel operator looking to invest my money, that's the area where I would invest a lot of resources, especially here in Vegas. If the faster you can get to the room, the faster you can lose money at Keno, win money at Keno. By the way, whoever that came in and lost on my Keno strategies, you're welcome. Okay, because we had some guy came in and was like, dude, those are the worst Keno strategies. What are you gonna do, man? Your results may vary, just so you know. Okay. All right.
Well, a couple things.
Yep.
We still need 22 likes.
Really?
I'm waiting for 22 likes. And then we might give away.
What do we got? 88.
We might give away something.
We're gonna give away something. We'll give it away anyways.
We need 22 likes.
22?
And 22.
To get to 100. Wow.
Someone did ask an interesting question while we're waiting for those likes. Michael said, living in Vegas, how often do you find yourself actually staying at a hotel there? A
lot. Yeah. So interestingly, I bought a house a little bit far away from the Vegas Center, and so we working between both of our businesses are pretty close. They're within 2 miles of each other, so it's pretty fast to get to each of these. And sometimes the nights get long, and we're looking for a room. So, especially if it's during the week, week rates can be less, and we can sort of dial in the casino rates. So casino rates typically won't have a resort fee In fact, they extend that to regular players. Where we work with a lot of these hotels, so sometimes I can get like a $50 room, and so I'll stay at the room. I have my sort of preferred list. And really the big things for me is if I'm just sleeping, I care more about just being able to park, check in, and go to my room as quickly as possible. And then from there, I'm just out. It used to be in the past, before I had the Wi-Fi hotspot, that was one of the biggest considerations was if I woke up in the morning having a place to work, so having a desk, having Wi-Fi was important. When a couple of years ago when they were rolling out the Wi-Fi mesh in the casinos, it was literally like every hotel was different. Some of them offered really nice. MGM was one of those properties that really locked that down early on. They made that a priority. They knew a lot of their customers wanted active Wi-Fi in their rooms, and they made that a pretty decent, robust amenity. Whereas other properties literally dialed it in. They gave you very little bit of bandwidth, and then you could pay for some premium service or premium upgrade, that wasn't so limited. So, but anyways, those are some of the considerations. My go-to has quite literally been Westgate. I've stayed there quite a bit, and it's just so easy. I've almost never, only once did I have to wait in line for any extended period of time. I almost always have given the option to upgrade to a suite for like $20, which is, that just seems so easy. Some of them, it's not really a suite. It's sort of just a bigger room with a bigger foot and a desk and some
yeah,
nice
they usually
furniture.
call it like the Lux room or something like that.
Deluxe
It's not
room.
always like a suite.
You're right. It's not a 2-bedroom type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of I used to, years ago, I could have said that I stayed at probably 60% of the hotels on the Strip. It's such a nice thing living here in Vegas to do a staycation kind of thing, because it really, you can go do the whole tourist thing and just pretend you're from somewhere else. And obviously you got to pay a premium and you got to eat. But now that there's a whole foodie culture and there's all the destinations, there's a lot of each of the seasons, a lot of these hotels, they roll out new shows, new presentations. The Bellagio, the gardens, even Wynn of course has their own garden display. A lot of these properties just have all these things that are going on and changing all the time. So it can be very cool, especially like. I think about once a year now, I'll do like a whole staycation for a month, try to experience some, because being at the foot level and not just reading about it or seeing it, even though we're literally on the Strip where we're at right now, but we're, a little disconnected. But anyways, there you go.
Well, I have a couple questions, but before we get to that, we did get to 135 likes.
135, just like that? Boom.
Just like that. You just have to ask.
You just got to ask? All right, good.
So we're going to start the giveaway. What's the word?
The word of the day is Vegas. Hotels. I don't know. Hotels. That's
hotels
easy.
is easier to spell.
Let's just do
type
hotels.
in hotels in the chat.
All right.
While you guys are typing that in the chat, we're gonna ask a couple questions here. Tony gave us $4.99. Says,
you.
Which hotel has changed for the best during the pandemic, and which has changed for the worst, downtown and the Strip?
Wow, that's a great question. Okay. On the Strip. Resorts World has evolved the most as a property, I think. Maybe not so much the hotel.
Resorts World's a little bit of a cop-out answer, only because they did open during the pandemic.
Yeah. So you mean like before and after the pandemic?
Yeah.
Man, who has really evolved the most before and after the pandemic? Well, I would have to literally think about that for a second. There's no singular hotel that comes to mind other than I know not a lot. So a lot of casinos put a lot of things on standby during COVID, and then coming back from COVID, they've really just been in defense posture. Trying to get their employees back, trying to WeWork, kind of get back to normal. I would have to say, you know what? One property that has come full circle is in many cases is Caesar's Palace, because I know Bacchanal Buffet came,
Oh, that's
left,
true.
and now they're back. And when they first returned from COVID, we were there, and obviously they had some things to improve, but it's really come a long way. And Caesar's Palace as a destination, they've come back with more tables. I don't know so much about the hotel though. The hotel itself, not so much. But as a property, I think maybe Caesar's has come a long way. I know the Wynn has made lots of efforts to kind of return to normalcy, and I think that's been the goal really is to get past whatever deficiencies came as a result of COVID. One of the slowest properties to really just emerge from COVID has been the Venetian. They were still using the fiberglass separators, which I know a lot of gamblers hate.
I think I have a good choice.
Really? What's your
Palace
choice?
Station.
Palace Station? Really?
Yeah, because pre-pandemic, I don't feel like there was a lot of noise going on in Palace Station. But now it's always booming,
Yeah, Palace Station's always busy. A lot of people playing there. But in terms of hotels themselves...
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
We might have to look into that one a little bit.
We'll have to look into that one. I mean, the big hit is quite honestly like the room service. These kinds of things have really changed. But anyways, downtown, I would also say the Nugget. I don't know, the Nugget. Man, they have a very active management staff. I mean, people that are really fully engaged with the consumer.
We have another $5 super chat from Robert Barnes. Said, just wanted to say hello to you both, and I'd stay at the Westgate again.
Yeah, Mr. B, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I always love the Westgate. You know what? All right, so here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw a bone to Circa. Coming out of COVID, I think they managed COVID. They came out very quickly, and I've heard mostly good things about the rooms at Circa as well. So I think as far as that, they deserve credit for that. Opening in COVID, holy crap.
That's true, but I will say that the dealers haven't been too happy there.
Yeah, we can go on about that forever, man. But
anyways. Let's everyone's typing away.
Yeah,
we should stop. Yeah, there you go. What number?
Number 2.
Number 2. Mm-hmm. Shannon Lutz, I think that's how you say it. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry. I'm typing it in chat so you know it too.
Name. No. Yeah.
Shannon Lutz.
Congratulations. All right. You know what? And what do we need? 200 to give out the next one? We have another. I think I found another lanyard, a Virgin Gambler lanyard.
You have a Virgin Gambler?
I have a Virgin Gambler lanyard, sir. Not a Virgin lanyard. That one I sold many years ago. All right. What other questions you got, buddy?
Well, I just have hotels typed in the chat because that's what everyone's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You lost the questions?
Yeah, no.
Did you lose the questions?
You can't. I can't scroll back because everyone typed in hotels.
Scroller? It's not big enough. I've heard that. Not a big enough scroller. All right. Well, anyways, I think that's about it. I mean, we are going to come back next week, and we're going to talk about casino amenities. Which now, casino amenities, not just tables, the actual amenities associated with the casino. And strangely enough, there's quite a few amenities, some of which you guys don't even know exist, that are part of the casino space and the player space at the hotel. So that's coming. And then we're going to follow that with resort amenities. And we're going to go through. I had to visit all the beach clubs, all the day clubs, all the night clubs, and we'll have some feedback on that as well. As always, is there anything else? We have this event November 18th and 19th. Book now. And $25 a person to be on the floor. We have a limit of 50 people per hour. So, but if all that money is going to go to charity, we're going to try to raise money for SafeNest, and then also the American Cancer Society. We look forward to hosting Pro Craps. It's going to be streamed live for 24 hours on the Casino Quest channel, and you'll be able to watch it and hit the donate button, and every single dollar, every single cent will go directly to the charity, American Cancer Society. On the floor here, we're going to raise money for SafeNest, and so we're kind of splitting the event with John. But we look forward to it. It's going to be an exciting time. There'll be a lot of people. So if you're all about Vegas, we're going to talk about Vegas. Not just going to be craps. We're going to talk about Vegas. We're going to share our knowledge with as many people as we can.
And before we go. We have a great question.
Okay, go.
Cripple Zombie said, what is the best place to test your systems? Come right on down to Casino Quest here at the Fashion Show Mall right across from the Las Vegas Wynn.
Did we pay him?
I don't know. We should have paid him. I could just say.
Right?
We for $25 an hour per person if you walk in, or $20 an hour per person if you book online. You can test any of your systems for only that amount of money. There you go.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's a good place to end the podcast.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. This is our joy. We really enjoy having you guys, and we appreciate all your support. Thank you.